For more than 100 years, modern physics has stood upon two extraordinary pillars: general relativity and quantum mechanics. One governs the immense architecture of the cosmos, the other rules the invisible world of atoms and elementary particles. Both have transformed our understanding of reality. Yet despite their extraordinary success, they refuse to speak the same mathematical language. At the heart of black holes, during the first moments of the universe, or anywhere gravity and quantum mechanics become equally important, our current theories begin to break apart. For decades, physicists have searched for a bridge: string theory, loop quantum gravity, many remarkable ideas. Yet the complete unification remains one of the greatest unsolved problems in science. Today, I want to introduce a different perspective, not as a replacement for modern physics, but as a new conceptual framework, a theory I call minor unification. Its central idea is surprisingly simple. Imagine every physical phenomenon existing somewhere on a mathematical spectrum. On one side, negative values represent quantum behavior, probability, superposition, uncertainty. On the opposite side, positive values represent relativistic behavior, geometry, continuity, curved space-time. And exactly between them lies zero. But in this theory, zero is not merely a number, it is a physical state of equilibrium, a bridge where quantum and relativistic properties coexist rather than compete. Minor unification asks a different question. What if both are simply different expressions of the same underlying reality? The observable behavior depends on where a phenomenon exists relative to this equilibrium, not because the laws themselves change, but because their dominance changes. To describe this transition, the theory introduces another concept: complex rotation around zero. This is not a physical rotation. Instead, it represents the changing manifestation of reality. Move toward positive angles, and relativistic behavior dominates. Move toward negative angles, and quantum effects become increasingly significant. Near zero, neither side completely wins. The result is a balanced state, where reality exhibits characteristics of both domains simultaneously. The theory also proposes something even more unconventional: the existence of a mathematical intermediary inside the zero region, entities referred to as complex particles. These particles are not intended to be directly observable, just as imaginary numbers cannot be physically touched, yet remain indispensable throughout mathematics and engineering. These entities serve as mathematical mediators. Their purpose is to connect quantum behavior with relativistic geometry without contradiction. Within this framework, they become the mechanism through which quantum gravity may emerge as a unified mathematical state. If this perspective proves useful, then black holes, the earliest moments after the Big Bang, and even the long-standing conflict between relativity and quantum mechanics may all be viewed from a completely different angle, not as contradictions, but as different positions around the same center of equilibrium. Minor unification is still in its earliest stage. It is not a finished theory. It is not an experimentally verified model. It is a proposal, a mathematical and conceptual direction, an invitation to think differently about one of physics' greatest challenges. Every major scientific revolution began with a question, not an answer. Perhaps this is simply another question, or perhaps it is the first step toward a deeper understanding of reality. Throughout history, every great idea was impossible until someone dared to think differently. Whether minor unification proves to be right or proves to be wrong, that is not where discovery begins. Discovery begins with the courage to ask a question that no one else is asking. This channel is not about claiming certainty. It is about exploring possibility, about challenging assumptions, about building ideas, one equation, one experiment, one step at a time. My name is Youssouf, and this is Youssouf_R1, where curiosity becomes creation and impossible ideas are given a chance to exist. See you in the next chapter.